The day war broke out, my missus looked at me and she said, "What good are you?" I said, "How do you mean, what good am I?" She said, "Well, you're too old for the army. You couldn't get into the Navy and they wouldn't have you in the Air Force, so what good are you?" I said, "I'll do something." She said, "What?" I said, "How do I know? I'll have to think." She said, "I don't see how that's going to help you. You've never done it before, so what good are you?" I said, "Don't keep saying what good am I." I said, "There'll be munitions." She said, "Now how can you go on?" I said, "I never said anything about going on. I said, there'll be some." Oh, and she said, "All the young fellas will be getting called up and you'll have to go back to work." Ooh, she's got a cruel tongue. But I haven't had to go back to work. I'm a lamplighter. Oh, and she said, our Harry, she said, will be getting called up, and when he's called up, there'll only be his army allowance, and what are you going to do then? I said, "I'll have to try and manage on it." She said, "You'll have to try and manage on it. What about me?" I said, "There'll be my insurance." She said, "I can't get that till you are dead." I said, "Well, then you'll have to wait." She said, "Suppose I die first?" I said, "Well, then you won't want it." But you can't reason. She's no brains. Anyway, I got fed up and put my hat on and went down to the local. Oh, the times that woman's driven me into the local. Now, when I got in there was a fella there. Oh, he was as tight as I've never seen him. And there was another fella with him, just as tight. And one of them was sitting at a table trying to fill in a form. And he said to his pal, he said, "What's the name of the street here outside the pub? I've got to fill it in, this form. What's the name?" And the other fellow, just as tight, said, "The name? The name of what?" He said, "The name of the street here outside the pub. What's the name of it?" He said, "Oh, how the hell do I know? I've never been outside the pub." No, but the first day I got my Home Guard uniform. I'm getting the trousers next year. No, but the first day I went home and slipped upstairs and put it on, came down into the kitchen, and the missus looked at me and she said, "What are you supposed to be?" I said, "Supposed to be?" I said, "I'm one of the Home Guards." She said, "One of the Home... What are the others like?" And then she said, "What do you do in the Home Guards?" I said, "I've got to stop Hitler's army landing." She said, "What, you?" I said, "No. There's Harry Bates and Charlie Evans." I said, "There's 6 or 7 of us all together." I said, "We're in a group. We're on guard and a little up behind the dog and pullet." She said, "Now, what's the good of being on guard in a little up behind the dog and pullet?" She said, "I suppose that was your idea." I said, "Aye. And that Charlie Evans wants to claim it as his." Then she looked at me and she said, "How come you've got one stripe? You've only just got the uniform. How can you..." I said, "Wait a minute, I'll explain the position." I said, "As a matter of fact," I said, "Harry Bates, Charlie Evans and myself have got one each." She said, "Well, how did you come by them and how did they? They've only..." I said, wait a minute and I'll explain it." I said, "Tom Brierley, the sergeant, got browned off, fed up to the teeth, chucked it and gave us one each. Aye, we've joined for the duration. That's unless it doesn't finish before then. We don't know, you see. But my wife, she gets on my nerves. She asks such daft questions. Here, she said, only this morning, she said, "What are you supposed to be guarding?" I said, "Oh, don't start all that again." I said, "We're guarding the British Isles. All the men, women and children. Millions of them. And you." She said, "Oh, then you're on our side." I said, "Of course I'm on our side." She said, "Well, I think we'd be a darn sight better off if you were on the other side." She said, do you know this Hitler? Have you..." I said, "Do I know?" I said, "Don't talk rubbish, Rita. Do I know Hitler? How would I know Hitler? I'm not even in the paint business or anything. How would I?" She said, "Well, how are you going to know which is him if they do land?" I said, I've got a tongue in my head, haven't I? But you can't reason when she doesn't concentrate. I mean, only other... Oh, good gracious me, look at the... Oh, I should have been on duty 2 hours ago. Oh, God, they'll be looking... You must forgive me, they'll be looking for me all over. I've left the whole of the coast exposed.